Joining me today is Roque Martinez. He's the deep Megaton Champion. What's going on, Roque?
Oh man, not much. Just been relaxing tonight since after training, so downtime now.
Um, now, the first thing that I want to get into is your fight at RIZIN. The last time I talked to you, it was before your deep title fight, which you won and got the belt, like I said earlier. And then you were talking about before, like I said in a previous interview, that you wanted to fight for RIZIN or go to the UFC. Well, you
Yeah.
accomplished that goal to fight for RIZIN. And when you found out that you're fighting Jerome LeBanner, who is a legend, a striking legend, how did you first react to that news?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised when the name came up, and man, once I kind of heard about it, nothing confirmed, but I started training. But once I got confirmation, man, I was super stoked. I mean, sure, I used to watch him fight before, and just the fact that I got to go in there and fight with them, man, and share the ring with them was, man, something else. So definitely super excited when I found out.
I think that matchup put you on the map because a lot of eyes are on RIZIN, and
Yeah.
especially with LeBanner returning to Japan and fighting. Um, Talk about your experience when you were walking out for that fight. How were your emotions? How did you feel?
Man, it kind of really hit me. When they do the opening ceremony
Mhm.
and they started playing the music, and what's her name started,
Lenny Hart?
talking. Yeah, yeah. Man, it just kind of hit me. Like I used to watch it on TV. Of course, back then it was Pride, but I know they're trying to build it back up again, and man, it just all hit me. Like, dang, man, made it to a fairly big show, and I think they're looks like they're on their way back up. So, man, the experience was surreal. The energy and everything, just never felt energy like that before. So, man, it was super cool.
When you walked out, the ring, the white ring, you're used to fighting in a cage. So
Yeah, yeah.
how was that going out there and fighting in that ring?
Man, that was all right. I mean, actually, my first few fights were in a ring. At the time, it was under Matt Hume's amateur event, and it was actually called Pride Amateur
Mhm.
back. So it's 2005 or 2006. So, I had fought in a ring before. I've trained in a ring many times, so it wasn't too far different from the cage for me. Of course, there's a few things that changed, but nothing that threw me off. Like, oh man, what am I gonna do in the ring? I think I was ready for whatever at that point.
So you step in, Jerome LeBanner is, across from you. Now it's reality. What was your game plan? Was your whole game plan to take it to the ground and to submit him, or were you gonna, did you have some other plan?
Not necessarily. I never really go into a fight honestly with the game plan because, man, so many things could happen. Things can change like on the dime, but I saw he's kind of telegraphing the left kick a little bit, and then also I saw that knee coming, and I do it all the time in training, man. I can catch kicks and knees, and a double leg. Um, a lot of my training partners, just my timing, I feel like is pretty good on that, and man, instinct just kicked in. I saw it and felt like a pretty easy double leg takedown, and from there I just kind of felt like, oh, I can just wear him down from the top, just get him tired, take him into the second, third round, and try and get the finish then. But I just played my top heavy pressure game, and I kind of felt the submission coming on, and from there, it's like, oh, let's finish it here and go home early.
Yeah,
So
of course, that's always a good thing, right?
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Now, what is that submission? Where did you learn that submission? Because there's a lot of talk after that fight was over. Because on like Facebook and the social networking sites, it was playing so many times. I think some of the videos had like hundreds of thousands of hits, right? So a lot of
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
arguing like, what is that submission? Can you tell me?
Man, I think the original name is a scarf hold. That's the technical term for it. I mean, I guess that's what you call it. But of course, I picked it up. I saw when Josh pulled it off on Dean Lister. I've trained with Josh before. he's one of my coaches before, so I started doing it in training a lot. I was getting all my partners. I get them all the time. So, and then one year I went out, maybe 2015, I want to say 2014.
Mhm.
I went to, I met him at one of his seminars. And, I just kind of got a little bit more pointers on it, and from there I just, I felt like I, I started getting the move down pat. So when it was there and I saw it, and the funny thing is, I competed in a, a grappling tournament the week after, and my first submission of the tournament was the same move again. Actually, almost put the guy to sleep. He didn't want to tap, and he finally tapped when he was getting up. He fell back down. So I was like, man, I feel like I can get it on almost anybody, really.
I
I
guess
just
he wasn't watching you. I guess he didn't watch that fight.
oh, the match, yeah, the
Yeah.
grappling match, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think he
it's
saw it
it
coming.
is it kind of a trip to, when you were younger, you trained with Josh, you trained with Matt Hume, and then especially Josh Barnett, going to RIZIN and seeing him there and meeting him there again in Japan.
Yeah,
What was that kind of surreal?
yeah. I mean, for me, it was kind of just weird the way everything lined up that day. I mean, first of all, he was there, and he happened to be there on one of my bigger fights, and I believe he was at my first amateur fight.
Mhm.
So just, I mean, that alone, and then him cornering the fight right before mine, and me pulling off, I mean, a move he's known for, just kind of, I don't know, just the way things lined up is pretty trippy if you think about it, so
It is
yeah, that's
trippy.
cool.
Now, you have a belt. You have the Megaton belt for deep. You have a win in RIZIN. Is RIZIN? Are you talking to RIZIN right now to get on that New Year's Eve card, or are you talking with Deep? Are you talking with the UFC? What's going on with your
Uh,
career situations?
yeah, I've had people reach out to me. Uh, I got my friend who helps kind of set me up with Ryzen because he actually lives out in Japan. Um, Man, he's trying to get me on the New Year's Eve card. Um, when I saw that they announced Krokop he was gonna
Yeah.
re-sign, I was like, man, dang, let's get this one, But I saw he took the fight with what's his name, TK. So I don't know. We'll see if somebody else pops up. Then I'm always training, so it doesn't not too much of a thing. Now I know just always be ready, and whatever comes up will come up. I don't know, UFC, somebody gets hurt, it's another so we'll see. I got a few more options now, so
Yeah, even with the Shanghai card happening soon, I was really surprised that they did not sign you to fight
mm,
on that card, because you are on, if I'm not correct, like an 8-fight winning streak. You have that draw, right, in
yeah,
squeezed in
yeah,
there, but I don't think that draw really counts. You know what I mean? It's just a draw. So if you take that out, you have like 8, 7 fights in a row, and half of them are finishes. It makes sense, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah. I feel like it does. I don't know, I just um I don't want to beg UFC, but the way Ryzen took care of me too, I wouldn't mind being with them and
Of course, of
building
course.
up in Japan. It's
Yeah.
not too far from home. I feel like definitely love fighting in Japan. So I'm not too worried and stressed out thinking about what I'm gonna do. Just whatever comes up. I feel like luck's been on my side lately, so I think the right thing will happen soon. You
Oh,
know,
for sure. You are in a great position right now, especially fighting for Ryzen and having a belt in deep. Now, if you do get on that Ryzen New Year's Eve card, because that's like everybody wants to get on that card for some reason, right? Not for some
yeah,
reason. We know the
yeah,
reason. It's like
yeah,
one of the main shows of the year in Asia.
yeah.
Um, who do you see anybody that you would like to fight that's on the roster?
Man, I'm not picky with my opponents, really. Of course, if it's a big name, like I'm always, I'm always down for that. But I'm not gonna be the type of guy to call people out. I know there's a bunch of people calling me out now. I got on Ryzen's Facebook. There's a bunch of guys calling me out, and hey man, you guys want to fight? We'll fight. Let them set it up. I'm not a talking kind of guy. I'm not one to call people out. It's just not. I've never been like that. I've always been quiet, the quiet guy, you know. But I just love scrapping. So if they set it up, we set it up. But yeah, no one in particular. Um, Whoever gets brought up, and if it sounds right, then go ahead and do it. But
You you are in a great position then, because if people are calling you out, that means you're doing something right. You know, you did
yeah,
something great to be in that position. So yes, I guess you don't have to say anything. You just sign a contract, and whoever they
yeah,
bring to you, you know, you just go
yeah.
in
So
there
yeah,
and
I
take
mean,
care of business, right?
yeah. Seems like I'm doing something right. I saw that guy. What's his name? Jake. Jake calling me out and stuff. Blah blah blah, talking crap. But hey, man, if that's what you need to do to get the fight, then good on you. But it's a whole different story when we step in the ring. So I love it. I love it. I mean, I guess I'm doing something right.
Yeah, definitely. Now the last question I want to ask you before I let you go is you fought in light heavyweight, heavyweight, and now in open weight. What are the differences for you?
Um, Actually, I haven't fought in light heavyweight. I know there was one fight, I think on Tapology, that said it was a light heavyweight fight.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was a heavyweight fight.
Okay.
As far as the open weight and heavyweight, it's the open weight's just, I guess, no limit really. For deep, it's no cap on their weight. So yeah, to me, it doesn't really matter. You know, doesn't make a
Do you
difference
like
to me.
it better as an open weight, like the division? Because a lot of people right now in Asia, they're fighting at open weight
Yeah,
and they love it. They love that it's no limit. It's like it goes back to the original days of MMA where there was no weight classes. It's just like whoever fights, they fight. It doesn't,
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. I guess the only people that really bother are the ones who are maybe really pushing for UFC. They want to kind of keep it safe and keep that weight limit on there, the 265. But for me, it doesn't matter if there's a weight limit. I'm usually always under the weight limit anyways, if it's a 265 cap. But yeah, and if it's a super big guy, then over 300 pounds or whatever, chances are I'll be quicker and probably gas him out or wear him down. So
for sure.
it doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
Is there any word on your deep defending your deep title?
No, they haven't brought up anything on that yet. I think I honestly think they prefer me representing them in RIZIN. So
Mhm.
I don't know who Deep would be able to bring out to as far as a title contender. But yeah, they support me fighting in RIZIN. It's representing their organization, and it's cool with me. You know.
All right, Roki, thank you for your time, man. You are in a great position, like I said earlier, in your career. You retired for a second, but now you're
Yeah,
back, and
yeah,
you made a great decision, with
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, to think, just a little over a year ago, I was gonna hang it up, and here I am now, having I think more fun than I've ever had. So it's cool, man. I'm enjoying it.
You're walking around with a big smile on your face, right?
Yeah, yeah, all the time.
For sure.
Love
All
it.
right, thanks for your time, man. I'll catch up with you, and hopefully you get on that RIZIN New Year's Eve card.
All right, cool, man. Right on. Thank you. Thanks for having me.